level rise. Or maybe wet shoes, for that matter. I was watching Vice's reports on the climate summit in Paris. And there's something that comes about in these discussions about climate change that's very difficult to address. And I'm all for activism and change of our socio-economic political system to bring about a better good. But when we look at activists flying across the world, riding on trains and cars and planes to rally for climate change, what about the fossil fuels? Now they're burning to get there. Same thing goes for the politicians. And even if we pass legislation to cut our emissions, even if we pass global political agreements to cap our emissions at 2% or 1.3%, how much of a difference is that really going to make? It might draw out the scale of our atmospheric pollution, but is it going to resolve the problem? And what can we really do when we're actually still living in the same way? Because think of what it means if we were actually to stop using fossil fuels completely. And I don't even want to get into the technologies of things like electric vehicles, etc. But I'm talking about, think of our food production system. We're all dependent upon fossil fuel powered transport of goods and services. Think about our individual livelihood, getting to and from our jobs, getting our children the care they need. How are we going to cope with these challenges in a realistic time frame? We're talking my generation, the generation that follows, when we're already seeing peoples in the world, places like Indonesia, being displaced because of the effects of sea level rise. What are we going to do about the problems we are faced with? And how are we going to deal with them? What are going to be the solutions to bring about those changes? Now, doing things like eating organic, eating local, buying from your local farmers markets are a good place to start. Continuing on that train, avoiding synthetics, talking about clothing and whatnot as much as possible, avoiding packaged products, avoiding plastics as much as possible, intentionally putting yourself in a situation where you don't have to drive very often. These are all good starts. But how can we totally revamp our socio-economic system so that we can live in a way that does not pollute, does not deforest, does not drain the resources, or for that matter, even treat other things on the planet as resources to be used by us? We need to change our thinking. We need to change our cultural narrative in order to bring about these differences that will create a better habitat and allow for us to continue living on this planet. The problem could be as simple as us thinking that we're supposed to do something with the earth, that it's our responsibility to manage it. And the answer could be as easy as arranging for ourselves a way of life that was dictated by us interacting with our surroundings and co-inhabiting our space in a way where we did not think it's our place nor our responsibility to manage and or rule thus said surroundings and surrounding life. But because of the circumstance that we've created for ourselves where things are degrading very quickly, if we want to maintain our existence, talking about human existence on Earth, or maybe just our culture's existence, because tribal peoples might have a better shot at surviving a devastated scenario, ecologically devastated scenario. For example, agricultural collapse. Maybe the solution is us coming up with a livelihood where we live not as the rulers, but simply as inhabitants with a great respect for that which provides for our lives. But because of how quickly things are degrading, how do we bring about management solutions and possibly technological mediations to cope with our transition from a very negatively impacting livelihood into one that is not so? When it all comes down to it, everything's always changing. There is a great dynamic of flux. So, it doesn't actually matter that much anyways. We're just a blip here in the massive expanse of infinite creation. But being human's pretty cool, you know? Maybe we can guide the way for ourselves into a brighter tomorrow. Resonant beings, be well.